I never thought I'd be the kind of person to walk into a room and feel my whole life unravel in 2 words. We need to talk. But there I was, standing in the kitchen, coffee in hand, trying to convince myself I wasn't already bracing for the worst. And then he said it. I can't do this anymore. I need to be with her. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and tell us where you are listening. Your support means everything. I blinked. Excuse me? My own voice sounded foreign, like I was hearing it from someone else. Her. My ex-wife. I know it's crazy, and I'm sorry, but I've realized she's the one I should be with. And just like that, my husband of 7 years. The man I'd spent my entire adult life building a home and a family with, was telling me he wanted to go back to the woman he divorced before me. For a moment, I just stared at him, waiting for a punchline, a joke, something that would make this not real. But he wasn't smiling. He wasn't joking. He was dead serious, and the way he stood there, awkwardly shifting from one foot to the other, made me realize just how completely his mind was made up. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just nodded. Okay, I said softly. If that's really what you want, I can't stop you. And then I did something no one expected. I smiled, not a fake, bitter smile, but a calm, collected one. A smile that said, I'm okay, and I'm going to make sure you're not. It started innocuously enough. I let him move some of his things out over the next few days. I packed his favorite mugs, the shirts he liked to wear on weekends, and even the old guitar he kept in the corner of our living room. But here's where I made my first elegant move. I didn't just hand over our home. Instead, I quietly began preparing. I cleaned out the attic, went through old files, and sorted through things he had left behind. I found every little reminder of our life together, the tickets from our first concert, photos from trips we'd taken, and yes, even letters he had written to me when we first got married. I didn't burn them. I didn't throw them away. I catalogued them. And I made a plan. The day he left with her, I acted completely natural. I hugged him goodbye. I hope you're happy, I said. And I meant it not for him, but for myself. I needed him to see that I wasn't a woman who would crumble at the first sign of heartbreak. I watched them drive away. And I should have cried, I suppose, but I didn't. Instead, I started sending out resumes, contacting old colleagues, and even looking at apartments downtown. I realized suddenly that the world hadn't ended. My life wasn't over. And if anything, it was just beginning. A week later, the text started. Not from him, but from mutual friends. They were subtle, little comments. Are you okay? He seems off. She's not what he expected. And then I got the first direct message from him. I thought I wanted her. I thought leaving was the right choice. But it's not. I miss home. I miss you. I don't know what to do. I stared at the screen for a long time. Part of me wanted to reply immediately, to pour out every ounce of pain and betrayal. But instead, I typed something different. I hope you find your happiness. Truly. I hit send and put my phone down. Here's the thing. Men like him rarely realize what they've lost until it's gone. And I, on the other hand, realized exactly what I needed to do. I wasn't going to beg. I wasn't going to cry. I was going to let him see, in the most elegant, undeniable way, that life goes on, and that I thrive without someone who thinks leaving is an option. Took up a hobby I'd always loved but abandoned when life got busy. Painting. I joined a small local group and started showing my work at little galleries. People loved it. More than that, I started meeting new friends. People who valued me for who I was, not for what I could give them. And slowly, I rebuilt a version of myself that was better. Stronger and smarter. 3 months after he left, he called. Can we talk? He asked, voice hesitant. I laughed. About what? Us. I made a mistake. I realized she wasn't. She's not the one. I want to come back. I paused. A deep, delicious pause. Oh, I said finally. And you just realized this? Now? Yes. I didn't think I could be happy without you. I could hear the desperation in his voice. The kind I hadn't heard since the first time we fought over something trivial, and I had calmly walked away. Listen, I said, letting the calm sink into my words like honey into tea. Our house is still here. The furniture is still here. But you should know something. Things have changed. I've changed. And I'm not the same person who would wait with open arms while someone leaves. There was silence on the other end. Can we? He started. No, I interrupted. We can't. Because I've realized something. You leaving taught me that I don't need someone to complete me. And you coming back. It just reminds me that I've grown too much to settle for someone who thinks they can walk out and back in whenever they feel like it. I heard a sharp intake of breath. So? You're done? I'm done. And here's the elegant part, I added, smiling as I spoke. I don't need to hate you. I don't need revenge. You get to go back to your ex-wife if you want good luck with that. But my life is mine now. Full, happy, and completely without you. He never did come back. He tried once more with texts and calls. But I ignored them. And the twist? About a year later, I met someone completely unexpected. He wasn't perfect. He wasn't like my ex. But he was kind, funny, attentive, and he genuinely wanted to be in my life. And the best part? I didn't need him to validate my happiness. I was already happy, I just got to share it. Sometimes I think about my ex. Not often, but sometimes. And I don't feel anger. I don't feel sadness. I feel a quiet satisfaction. That elegant move I made, staying calm, walking my own path, and letting life unfold on my terms, it wasn't about making him regret his choices. It was about making sure I never had to regret mine. And that more than anything feels like winning.